Big Ed Jovi.
I can't help it whenever I hear his name.
90 Day Fiancé. I'm not even going to edit this, man. You guys know what we're talking about. I'll say it one more again. Yo, we're talking about Big Ed Jovi and 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah, the tell-all. It just happened. A lot of different people were talking about or talked about on this show, but we're going to focus primarily on these two because boy, oh boy, did they have an exchange. Yo, your boy Gama back again with the lovely
Juju.
You know the drill. Like the video. Comment below. Let us know what you think about what we're talking about today. Don't forget that notification bell. You won't miss a video like this. So Juju.
Yes, sir.
I want to say this was the last part of a 4-part reunion / tell-all.
It was a lot.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they had people in different countries. They had people who were no longer together. It was just a lot going on. I'm glad nobody really got into it physically, even though it came close to it. You know, shout outs to Angie, but she said Angie. I may have a
like she's like you all better be glad that Michael was not in the same room.
Man, I think it was probably. Did she have an Air Force Ones?
She did.
She left it in the car. I think she had on dress shoes. That's all it was. If she had them Air Force Ones, they would have had to clear that studio. But yeah, so this was the last part of a tell-all series, and the tell-all is similar to like what happens at the end of a season, whether it's like a reunion or they just kind of bring everyone up to speed.
Yeah.
So with that said, you're seeing these guys in the most current form.
Yeah.
The recording for the seasons could be as far back as 3 to 6 months. By the time we see it, but the tell-all is like it happens last week, right after the end. So
the reunion,
right, and that's why a lot of these things, that we just stated earlier, occurred. Like in some cases, people are no longer together, or they had a big announcement that didn't get captured. That kind of stuff. So we're talking about a couple. I think Jovi
and Yara.
Right. She's from some part of Europe. Is it Sweden? I can't
recall.
Yeah. But she's European, and Jovi, I think he's American, right?
Yeah, he's American.
All right. So, long story short, they have a very interesting dynamic. They seem to have these little, I don't know how to explain it, but they have these little quarrels, right?
Yeah.
And in that, you notice that they are both, but more so the guy, really harboring resentment. He's trying his best not to let it show, but it's
you said
leaking.
that.
Yeah, it's seeping out. We can see it, man. So why don't you kind of summarize, bring us up to speed as to what's going on with them too?
Yeah, well, two main things that really stood out in this reunion is that Yara basically end up purchasing a home, or she's on the verge of purchasing a home. I'm not sure, but basically Jovi's name is not going to be on it, and this is a home overseas in her home country, right?
Yeah.
So that, I know everyone was just like, okay, wait, what? And her reasoning, her explanation behind all of this is that basically her childhood trauma. Her dad left her mom, and they didn't have anything, and she doesn't want that to happen to her.
She's trying to break that cycle, huh?
I guess so.
Happened once, so it's still a cycle. She doesn't want it to happen to her.
And it's crazy because she's saying that, Jovi, he does a lot of stupid stuff, so who knows, or I don't know.
Wow.
And that alone just speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that, and then also there is the whole them planning to move to Florida. Yeah. Because she's just not happy where they're at, right?
And I believe they are in, is it Louisiana?
Yeah, or
I don't
Orleans
know if I'm
or something.
It up, but
yeah. And they do have support there, which is Jovi's family, and that's the only support that they have. So, Jovi is very much a family person. So I know this really tugs at him, but he's just like, look, I have to do it because Yara is not happy here. So there's, it's two of those things really stood out to me. But what is your take on them?
Yeah. The exchange that you just broke down reveals how little confidence if nothing else, how little confidence that she has in him.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes it may not be a matter of, you know, the person doesn't necessarily love you or, you know, care for you. But confidence also, I think, plays into what is required to build a true respect, you know, for your partner. Because you can say, no, you know, I'm not hurting them and I don't mean to come off like that, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not even really there to put faith in them and see that things they promise can be done, it's hard for you to really put any other thing in them, such as trust. And I think that's what we see within Yara and Jovi.
Yeah.
But you read the title to this video. It wasn't just all us. It wasn't just us that saw that.
Nope.
Some guy, right? Some guy
had a very up close.
Not only did he see this, he saw so much more.
So much.
He couldn't take it anymore. Yes, enter the stage.
Big Ed.
Yo, he let it be known that he feels Jovi is a straight up chump.
Yeah.
He's a wimp, a wuss, a coward.
Like, you're a wuss.
Yeah, man, this woman is running all over you because of that. He's not even interested in like condemning or blaming the woman for having a bad approach or, you know, having a selfish angle. No, he's like, nah. You allowed this. He's focusing on Jovi. You're a chump. He's a mean one. Big Ed. Yo, but he really was going at it. And it was interesting because, you know, we see these kind of things happen off and on during the tell-alls. But they're usually short-lived or short and quick and fast and you move on. Like people are just caught up in the moment, so they may be snappy a little bit. No. Big Ed went in. This was like a good part of the latter part of the show. Even after they were taking off their shirts and ties, and he was in the hallway like the wife beater and shorts. He was in the hallway with bath shorts
and his tattoos showing.
Like a shower curtain. Yo, let me tell you what I really feel. Let me tell you about Jovi yourself. Guy. I call him a wuss to his face. I'll go to his house and say it to his bed while he's sleeping on it.
Whispering in his ear.
Yo, it's safe to say that he doesn't respect Jovi.
No, he doesn't.
But what's really sad, though, as much as that was happening, which, you know, I guess most men would have had some words at the very least.
I know.
Probably would have had a fist and a knuckle, too. But most men would have had some words for Ed, right?
Right.
He didn't do anything. He sat there and really took it.
Yeah,
that was very interesting.
Well, okay. He did say certain things, but it wasn't to the
he didn't really defend himself.
No, he didn't.
He was very passive with it.
He was just like, okay, be quiet. Just be quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
no one wants to hear you.
Ed.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it anyway. Ed was like, no, I don't like you.
I don't like you, Jovi.
I only hate you. Ed was almost trying to get a reaction at one point.
He
really was going in, man. He was like, man, you are a coward. You have no spine. Like, everything that he was saying just felt like those kind of words that I'm saying. Yeah. But he literally did call him a wuss, though. Called him a wimp. He said you were a wimp.
Do you think Ed had any legit grounds to say that?
Well, I mean, based on if you guys watch the show, then first of all and foremost, we want to know what your thoughts are. If you watch this particular episode, do you agree with Ed at all, as Juju was asking, or you think Ed was just out of pocket? He was out of line, just trying to start trouble.
Place to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is, not only did Ed have merit, but it was so bad. Part of the larger reason that Jovi had little to nothing to say is because he was still caught up in his feelings directly with Yara. Yeah. Like, I don't even think Ed was that offended by Ed. I mean, I don't think Jovi. Ed is never offended by himself. He thinks, But I don't believe that Jovi was even really that stung or hurt or offended by Ed. So yes, it did look a little cowardice, but it could be because he wasn't even in the zone focusing on it.
There was a lot coming to Jovi about his looks.
That's the part we got to touch on real quick, because what we mean is not just how he feels with Yara, but what triggered that kind of change in his face. You know, like there's a period in the show where you can tell it was going to be a long ride home. Yeah. Do you remember exactly what happened? Was it like a cutscene? They went to Yara's friends. It was something that occurred.
Yeah, her friends basically said you're above him. Like, you know, he's not even that good looking. That
he's
was
not
one.
in your class.
Right. And yeah. And
wait, they were saying that. Let's be clear. They were saying that to Yara.
To Yara, yeah.
About Jovi.
Her husband.
Right. Her friends are saying your husband is not even in your class.
Yeah.
In other words, why did you settle? They played that for everyone at the show. And I think that was maybe his first time seeing it, or maybe it might have aired during the season, but then he has to now see it again. Either way, his reaction looked like I don't think he saw it before.
And not only did her friend say that, she laughed. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, that's the other part.
That was it.
She kind of blushed and giggled like, "Dang, you right? You know, I am kind of settling." And wasn't there something else? Oh, well, they just kind of poke fun at his looks. I think, right? Like he's not even really that attractive.
Yeah.
Like in other words, why are you even settling for this guy? So it was a lot of things for him to digest. And that's why, and this literally occurred moments before Ed went on his tirade.
No.
Ed was waiting. Ed was like, "Nah, I'm about to give it to him." When they was playing the clip, Ed was watching like most of us trying to be calm, and then the part when they talked about your class is, and I think it was the looks too. Yeah. Ed was like, "Oh no." That's when he unbuttoned his like his Adidas sweatshirt.
Yo, Ed was in the cut like a gerbil, nibbling on some cheese, like
Ed
waiting for his moment.
Playing, man. You was gonna have to fight him to stop him that night.
Oh my gosh. No, but you know what? I felt bad for Jovi.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of women on the set did too. And that's why they were saying, "No, Jovi, you're good looking. Don't worry, da 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 da."
He didn't care. He was like, "No, you guys don't look like her friends. Her friends are kind of hot."
And listen. To me, that, and I think that guy, the guy from, I don't know if he was from Russia or whatever. I forgot his name.
Moldova, whatever place. Right. Yeah.
He even said like, "You're not even that good looking." And listen, all of that to me is just stupid.
It's very so vain.
Yeah, very vain, superficial, all of that.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
But it mattered to him because of what you said. How his wife reacted.
Yes, that
I don't think it was really the friends. The friends could have been like, "Well, he looks like a troll," and his wife would have been like, "Okay, but he's my troll. He's my handsome troll."
Exactly.
That would have made him say, "You know what? You got my back, and I love that." And you don't need to care about other people's opinions, especially as it pertains to anything romantically speaking.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Like if somebody's like, "Hey, man, you're boring. You only take your girl to go out and eat and go to the movies." Why would that matter to you?
No, it shouldn't.
Especially if your girl's like, "Yo, what we seeing next week?"
Yeah.
She likes what the arrangement is, and that's what it is. So it wasn't that he was so. I mean, you know, part of it could just be an ego thing, but it was how his wife reacted, because that cut deep. That's like, yo, she's not really attracted to me.
I know.
The friends are definitely not, and they're gonna find someone that they all agree are attractive.
So listen,
that's all happening as Ed is telling him these are whips. Looking like Sonic. Ed ain't playing, man.
Not Sonic.
But anyway, what you got for us, Juju? Before we wrap it up.
And listen, the reason, yo, Ed is straight savage. But listen, poor Jovi, if you're listening to this, it's gonna be okay.
I hope so. And promise.
So listen, it's that, and then his wife bought a home overseas with his name on it.
Yeah. And he didn't even think she had more than $500 in savings.
He's like, yo,
she's buying like
what's about to happen?
She's gonna have a moat.
It don't look good.
Alligators trained to bite Jovies.
Listen, Yara, girl, you need to convince your husband you want to be with him, because he right now is thinking you are about to go left on the stage.
Yeah, man. And Ed is like, and Jovi, you may even have to watch Ed, man. Ed might try to come in where he can fit in. It's not looking good, guys. It was really something interesting to watch. And Ed, you know, he let it out. And so if you do agree with anything Ed said about Jovi, I like to know, does it matter that it was coming from Ed? Because that's the other piece. Sometimes people discard everything you have to say.
That's true.
Simply because you've already been discredited. So it's almost like you did something, you said something in the past, they don't want to hear it. You might be on to something and everything you're saying is accurate. They just don't want to hear it from you.
Yeah.
So let us know which one you fall in. Do you fall into that category? Or do you honestly disagree? Or do you see what he's saying and be, you're like, man, you got to get it together. We like to know what your thoughts and comments are, so please leave them below if you made it this far. Thank you, and hit that subscribe button, notification bell. You won't miss a video like this. Like the video, and until next time, it's your boy Gama signing out with the lovely
Juju.
Until next time,
Escape the Matrix.